Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Rabbi israh li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Viewers of Echo from Touba, welcome to our program again. Today we delighted to have you here in Lampfal Television, and again Echo from Touba every Sunday. Today we have a guest. He's not here yet, but we are waiting for him. Inshallah, Sheikh Abdullahi Nying. We're going to be talking about apophthegms, like some lines of sayings of Sheikh Al-Khadim, translated by, inshallah, a great Sheikh in Touba, and Sheikh Abdullahi Nying will come to that particular book of Sheikh Alhaji Mbake, inshallah, called Sajratu Touba, or the Tree of Touba. But first, long life to our Caliph, Sheikh Muntaha. May Allah help him all the way with all the tasks he's having, inshallah. The great work he's been doing, and recently started the Mosque of Touba for a new renovation, and the price tag for the renovation goes up to 100 billion CFA. Is even more than 100 billion CFA. All the crowdfunding is on right now. May Allah help him achieve that beautiful work of, because the mosque never finished, started since Sheikh Mustafa Salim Falilu did a great work. Inshallah, he finished it in 1963. Sheikh Abdul Ahad, remember, he's the one who kind of enlarged it back in the 80s. Salim Saliu embellished it. And also every caliph also did something. Even Sheikh Barambake and Sheikh, what you call him, Sheikh Sidil Mukhtar made it 5. It was 5 minarets actually. He put 7 minarets in the mosque. And alhamdulillah, may Allah give him a long life. Sheikh Muntaha started a new work for this particular Mosque of Touba. And we're heading also to the Magal of Sheikh Abdul Ahad. I believe it's going to be next Tuesday in Touba. Sheikh Abdul Ahad, that everyone knows his status in the community. We're going to let again Sheikh Abdullahi Nying, who was in Touba, a ceremony that was organized by Sheikh Abdul Samad Mbake in Darul Khudus, I believe, and he came with a video where he explained who was Sheikh Abdul Ahad. And then after that, we're going to add some intake, inshallah. Long life also to my Sheikh Murtada of Sheikh Abdul Ahad. So we're going to listen to Sheikh Abdullah Nying for Sheikh Abdul Ahad, inshallah. We'll be right back.
jërëjëf sëriñ Abdul Ahad ci programme bu riis bi mu wax bu am solo bi war a tàmbali suba ni mu ko waxee. xam naa ni kon juróomi simili rek, juróomi minute ñu tënk jotaay bi ci ni ko sëñ bi sàkkoo woon ñu jox sëriñ Abdoulaye Nying mu tënk ko ci anglais. Bismillah sëriñ Abdoulaye. Asalaamaaleykum.
أعوذ بالله الكريم من شر الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. asalaamaaleykum, maa ngi nuyu sëriñ bi bu baax si Abdou Samad ci nuyu gi ma koy nuyu di nuyuwaale mbooleem sang yi fi ne den ziar bu baax nuyu mbokk taalibe yëpp ak sunu magi taalibe bi. waaye sëriñ bi lii dafa am solo lool ndax balaa may tàmbali sama kàddu dama bëggoon wax la rek loo xam ne xëy na ñu bari xamul. maa ngi tiim ay documents yoo xam ne maanaam département américain bi ñuy wax National Endowment ñoom seen liggéey bu ma koy wax ci wolof mooy dafa jëm ci jàng xeet yi ak njiital xeet yi da leen yitteel. ñoom fa Amérique lañ toll xam ne fee Sénégal am na ku ñuy wax Cheikh Abdoulaye Lahad koo xam te ne li ñuy wax impact am na dayoo ak tamit nit ñi may nañ ko nopp te mën naa jëme mbooloo mi foo xam ne ñi ko mën ci jamono bariwut. ñoom dañuy gëstu loolu nga xam ne ñun suñu université yi fii ñoo koy sàgganee waaye ñoom ba Amérique ñoom def nañ ci liggéey bu yaatu. sama wóoleur bu ñuy wax Fallou Ngom man ñi ndax Boston foofu mooy sama université ñu ko doon maa ngi koy tiim National Endowment for Human Studies maa ngi leen di nuyu. kon damay indi ay baat ma jéem rek ci Cheikh Abdoulaye Lahad ci anglais ndem chercheur américain yeeg mboolem chercheur yi làkk anglais dinañ yittewoo xam Cheikh Abdoulaye Lahad ay njàngalem ñu bil leen yoon ndax jotaay yi loolu lay jëriñ. bismillahi rahmaani rahim. Cheikh Abdoulaye Lahad Mbacké is a son of Cheikhul Khadim Ahmadul Bamba Khadim Rasul. Was born in 1914 from his mother, Sohna Mariam Jahate. In 1968, he assumed his role as the third Caliph of Muridiya, succeeding his elder brother, Sayyid Fadlu Mbacké. Sheikh Abdoulaye Lahad was an ocean of wisdom. His speeches are full of enlightenment, guiding those who follow them away from the abyss of weakness and into the arm of righteousness. Sheikh Abdoulaye Lahad was an educator. He reinforced the importance of knowledge seeking, and throughout his leadership, many Quranic schools or madrasa dedicated to Islamic education and research were built across the country. He stressed numerous times in his sermons that one could not understand the message of Allah through the Prophet Muhammad unless educated and reminded daily of the unicity of Allah. Sheikh Abdoulaye Lahad is reckoned as a patriot, deeply rooted in his Senegalese and African value systems. He proclaimed with pride his African heritage and broke free the widely spread idea that Islam is associated with Arabization. He pointed out the universality of Islam, regardless of race, wealth, or social rank, and reaffirmed that an African Muslim should not feel inferior to an Arab Muslim, nor a white should be seen as superior. His dressing style, commonly called bailat, as we said, is tailored to our traditional African Muslim patterns, very different from the Arab style. Murids are today proud to wear a bailat costume that reflects one aspect of the Murid identity. This is an opportunity as a Murid to pay tribute to an exceptional, determined guide who armed up against all odds, most of wishes of the Sheikh al-Khadim, implied in the character book of the Muridiya called Maktubul Fawzain. Some of the undeniable success of the Sheikh in the esoteric appliances used to help the Murids to be more responsible and aware of priorities that matter the most. That contrivance definitely changed the structure of the order in a more consequent moral and cultural tendency. You will see Sheikh Abdoulaye Lahad foundational contribution to almost all the major undertakings of the order, paragon of self-respect, who thoroughly helped unabashed the characters, that attitudes. This is a role model for recent generations who have been nurtured, guided, and mentally trained to be mature and good murids. His wisdom is noticed in all his talks. Today, we are excellent reminders for those who seek constantly guidance. He said beautifully one day, a murid should know what belongs to him, what doesn't, and what he commonly shares with others. And to boost our sense of responsibility, Sheikh Abdoulaye Lahad once told, to get engaged is simply to be enrolled and never desist. We remembered him as a multidimensional and humble leader in the gestures, authentic in his dressing style, and very jovial in his courteousness, extremely helpful towards others. Speeches delivered in his tenure are still relevant in context of their truthfulness and guiding for the community. He was well known that nobody ever, be it the highest authority or his closest relative, could get his protection if he or she was wrong. He said in one of his memorable speeches that a Muslim should remain steadfast with the truth at all times. 24 years after his passing, Bailat, as we used to call him, as he respectfully called the Murids as well, remains still popular and a charismatic figure and respected by illustration father and master. He transformed Touba into a true emblem of Islamic city, with prohibiting any action that contradict Islamic teachings. Moreover, he built the library of Sheikh al-Khadim to preserve and pass off Sheikh al-Khadim's writings from generation to generation.
Mashallah.
this, in a nutshell, Sheikh Abdullah left a legacy of a builder under the leadership of Touba, the building of highways and roads, the renovation of expansion of the mosque, the Great Mosque, to increase the water supply, the construction of new cemeteries, and so on and so forth. In 1989, he passed away, resting in the glory of Touba inside the library of Sheikh al-Khadim. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him bi barakati Sheikh al-Khadim. Qadalahu wa ta'ala. Thank you.
moom day tubarkallah li nga daaneel noonu te xam naa ko moom macha allah yàlla na taxawaay bi yàgg lool.
Thank you, Sheikh Abdullah Nying, for your contribution on Sheikh Abdullah. It was yesterday, actually, over at in Darul Musti, at Sheikh Abdul Samad's house. He has Samadia TV doing a wonderful work, portraying the work of Serigne Touba throughout the family, you know, the Hasidas, of course, the Quran, and all the legacy of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba explained all the time beautifully at Samadia TV. He explained Sheikh Abdullah Nying about Serigne Abdul Ahad. It is always a very heavy task to talk about someone like Sheikh Abdul Ahad, because what he represented when he was a caliph, because it was a very hard time for the Sheikh, because a lot of misunderstanding was going on in our community in terms of not really being molded into the core of the practices of Islam. People were just going full wholeheartedly into al-Muridiyya without understanding actually some teachings of Islam. And when Sheikh Abdul Ahad came, his first task was to readjust, and he explained it beautifully, because when he was born, I remember it was back in 1912, the Sheikh was in house arrest in Jurbel. And when the Sheikh was born, after he gave him a name that was not often heard of, Abdul Ahad, you know, Sheikh Abdul Ahad, the worshipper of the servant of the one, the unique, actually. Before I get into that, it's very interesting to see the relationship between Serigne Touba and Ikhlas. Because before he went to exile, we noticed that most of the sheikhs, the sheikh's son were named after Sayyidina Muhammad, and even after, but the appellation, the way he called them, like Sheikh Muhammadul Mustafa, you know, Muhammadul Bashir, Muhammadul Amin, etc. But when he comes back from exile, we see actually the way he not changed the name actually, but the way he called his family who were born after exile. You'll notice, you know, the resounding of Ikhlas here. Sheikh Abdullah Mbake, you know, Qul huwa Allah, Sheikh Abdullahi Mbake, Al-Ahad, Sheikh Abdul Ahad, As-Samad, Sheikh Abdul Samad. I always tell people that really the intrinsic relationship of Serigne Touba with Ikhlas, the surah, should be revisited and explained beautifully. So Sheikh Abdul Ahad was born in 1912, named after Sheikh Abdul Ahad. A lot of people never heard of that name before, for the first time, of Sheikh Abdul Ahad. Even there's lot of saying, people kind of say that Sheikh al-Khadim said that whoever knows the name of Sheikh Abdul Ahad will be exempt from fire, from hell. Well, just being the servant of the unique Abdul Ahad, it means you know, it means a lot. And when the Sheikh was born, also, that say that Serigne Touba reported that he was so happy, gave out a lot of food that day, you know, and feed a lot of people because of the happiness he had, and said resoundingly that I have a lot of hope from this child, lots of hope. And alhamdulillah, Sheikh Abdul Ahad used to say, well, that what Sheikh Al-Khadim hoped from me, if I don't realize it, I rather go and join the Sheikh in the next life. So Sheikh Abdul Ahad back in 1912, again, when he was born in Jurbel, went to his uncle where he learned actually the Quran along with Serigne Souhaïbou, I believe also Sheikh Saliou Mbacké. And Serigne Touba said a very beautiful thing here when he gave his child to Sheikh Amsatou Mbacké. He called them, listen, I didn't give you these children because you are the uncle. I handed to them because I want you to transfer what I've put in you to this child back then. And that's what beautifully Sheikh Amsatou Mbacké of Serigne Touba did. And I believe when Serigne Abdul Ahad finished his mushaf and wrote a copy, when he was bringing that copy in Touba, the Sheikh passed away in 1927. There's also, if you listen to these anecdotes, he was that day in Touba with Serigne Abdoulaye Diakhaté, who happened to be also the son of Serigne Amsadou Diakhaté. They said they were sharing a bed. On one night, he woke up Serigne Abdoulaye Mbacké and told them, the Sheikh is coming to Touba. Well, he knew it intuitively from, spiritual knowledge. The Sheikh is coming to Touba. Sheikh Abdoulaye said, even there's a tape that Sheikh Abdoulaye Mbacké explained that conversation. That when Sheikh Abdoulaye told him the Sheikh is coming, he said, I replied to him, told him, Sheikh Abdoulaye, sleep. It's night right now, And then after he woke up, he said the Sheikh told him, the Sheikh is here already, and I was there, and he was buried under the tree over there at the center of Touba. That's Sheikh Abdoulaye Mbacké who explained that. But when it comes to the Khilafah, when he was Caliph, because Serigne Fallou passed away in 1968, and when he passed away, the Sheikh Abdul Ahad became Caliph. And when he became Caliph, he was about 57, I believe, 57 years old. And he, like I said, brought great changes. First, to restructure the city of Touba, because the city of Touba was very small. There was kind of a village. You had like less than, I believe, 100 compounds around the mosque of Touba. But along with Darou Khoudoss, there was like kind of a little off, the edge of Touba. There was also Darou Minam on the other side. That was called the house of the Mauritanians, because when Serigne Touba has guests from Mauritania, he used to settle them in the area of Darou Minam, that is also inherited by the family of Sheikh Bassirou Mbacké, father of the actual Caliph of the Mouridia, Sheikh Muntaha Mbacké. There's also the other places like Guédé Bousso, where you have this luminary that is pretty exceptional. Serigne Mbacké Bousso, who was the Imam actually of Touba, still his family are the Imams there at the Great Mosque of Touba, who did the funeral prayer on the Sheikh when he passed away. So you had these places that was really not too far away from each other, but you had to join these neighborhoods and to make it one city, one big city. And Sheikh Abdul Ahad called up to Cheikh Gaïndé Fatma, son of Serigne Modou Moustapha, the first caliph, to draw these streets and to make the city what actually it is today. He made huge streets, made some avenues in Touba, and today, if you see Touba the way it looks, thanks to Sheikh Abdul Ahad, but also thanks to Sheikh Gaïndé Fatma. On his visionary actually level, if he didn't have these big avenues in the Magal of Touba, I believe we would have a lot of trouble moving throughout Touba. So he had this sense of having Touba, and that was back in the 70s actually when he realized that important transformation of Touba. His vision also goes through the way he operates in terms of building the library of Touba, having books of Serigne Touba, kind of a brought in that area, had the books of many actually scholars in the world, scholars also in Senegal. You have all the books that a Muslim really will need for his education or her education, but also many books that are related to all levels of knowledge, medicine, economy, all that built actually available in that particular library of Touba, and thanks also to Sheikh Abdul Ahad. And today also we're talking about the university. A lot of people didn't know that university itself, the surface of it, where the university is built, it was in the plan of Sheikh Abdul Ahad, who kind of gave it out, the land itself, and today, actually, you see where the university is sitting, just a couple of blocks away from the mosque. Back then, and we had about 38 buildings inside that university, that compound, and you can even add another 38 buildings. That's how Sheikh Abdullah had this particular vision for Touba, and many other neighborhoods. If you go to Touba, that was made up by the knowledge, the way, positive thinking, forward thinking of Sheikh Abdul Ahad. Even Jannatul Mahwa of Serigne Saliou was given by Sheikh Abdul Ahad to Sheikh Saliou Mbacké, to tell you what kind of a actually caliph he was. As for how he really helped out inside Touba, because like I said, when Serigne Fallou was here, the main focus was to finish the mosque, because there was a huge task. People were going carrying all these load of things, what do you call them again, to build the mosque actually, and you had all these sheikhs coming, helping, and when the mosque was finished in 1963, the sheikh lead it in terms of as an imam for 5 years, and then passed away in 1968. And so there was this flow of everything, it was accomplished. If you went to Touba back then, you'll see people gathering by the trees and talking, the trips of Serigne Touba from exile, his exiles in Mauritania. Everybody was like flying in like of a some sort of a conversation that was very good, but not really focusing in how to better our nafs, how to respect the properties of Touba, how we should live there, even knowing the Sheikh had written a book, that says how to live in Touba. This book called Matlabul Fawzain, that is translated today in English, in French, and all that. The Sheikh itself, portrayed a prototype of a murid who long to live in Touba. This is the way you should behave. And then he made plans of Touba for years to come, from how we should live, how we should be, and that opus magnum called Madlabul Fawzain. You can visit it. It's from Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. So it's like Sheikh Abdullah, put down that book and explained the plan he had for this caliphate. Even I believe he translates many actually verses of that particular book, again, Madlabul Fawzain, and he said, this is the wishes of my Sheikh Al Khadim. So no one better not stand on my way, because this is the way he wanted. I'm going to accomplish it. Because I remember when you used to go to Touba, on the street you used to find people smoking on the street, They used to go to Mbake, after, during Magal Day, people used to just go across the street, across neighborhoods to go to Mbake. Mbake was administratively, belonged to the government of Senegal. So everything that was allowed to other cities, that is, against, on the other side of Islam, was allowed in Mbake. So during Magal Day, people used to go to Mbake and do what they had to do. So Saint Abdullah went to see his brothers back then, and sisters, of course, and he made this letter that is still available right now, and explained what he wanted in Touba in terms of people not drinking in Touba, that is prohibited, people not smoking in Touba, and not doing anything like beating drums and anything that is just not Sharia oriented. And he called government and asked them to bring the dogs, sniffers, to see what people are doing. And I remember when he first brought those dogs in Touba, people were like, "Well, there's dogs brought to Touba? This city that is a clean city spiritually. What dogs need to do in Touba?" And Sheikh Abdullah had beautifully told them, "Well, the dogs came to Touba and they're looking for dogs in Touba." Subhanallah. The dogs came to Touba and they're looking for dogs here who are hiding in Touba. And he went to those officers, those police officers. Because they had barricade when they first started to look for, people who were carrying illegal stuff. And the Sheikh it is said he went to those officers and tell them, check me out, check if I'm okay. They'd be like, "Whoa, we can't check you out because you're the caliph." He said, "No, check me out. That is an order." And after they did it, he said, "Well, since you did it to me, whoever comes from this checkpoint, make sure you check him to see if he's carrying illegal stuff or not." That's how truthful this particular sheikh was. And alhamdulillah, if you knew Touba before Sheikh Abdullah had, not to say that Touba was like crazy stuff, but the transformation itself, it's like a process that Serigne Touba had from Sheikh Mustafa moving up to Sheikh Faldilu, coming to Serigne Abdullah. It's like a natural processing of the heritage of Serigne Touba. Because remember, there's going to be more people during the Sheikh. I remember during Serigne Touba's era, the population of Senegal, I believe, was less than 1 million or something like that. And then it grew fast. There's 2, 3, 4. During Serigne Abdullah time, I believe we were up to 7, heading to 10, stuff like that. And today, the population is 18 million. And I believe there's more people, always more problems. More people, more problems. So, alhamdulillah, the Sheikh stood up, brought that letter, made it known to everyone. And alhamdulillah, Touba is today what it is. If you just follow us, thank you for, if you just join us, thank you for following Echo from Touba. Again, this is a program presented by your brother, Fallou Gaye. Every Sunday, 5:30 here on Lamfal Television. Salam to Serigne Aliou Thioune, to all the members of this particular television, to my brother, Serigne Ibrahima Gaye, all of you guys, and Serigne Khadim Ndiaye Kayar, and Serigne Jili Abdou Khadr, and all of you after the Eid. The holidays we came from. May Allah help this particular television, and may the light of Islam shine in this particular television, and the writings of this great Sheikh Al-Khadim that the world need to know. They already know a lot about Serigne Touba, but I'm sure his literacy legacy has much more to be transferred to the world, and there's the potentiality available in order to do that particular work, inshallah. Alhamdulillah, to the university is done now, and if you see how it begins, we have a lot of hope, inshallah, that what Serigne Touba said, may Allah grant me a place where, knowledge will be on top, and whatever is opposite to that will be on the ground. That's the wishes and the praying of Sheikh Al Khadim, inshallah. But if we kind of look up one other side of the legacy of Serigne Touba, of Sheikh Abdul Ahad, who is Serigne Touba, of course, and salam also to my Sheikh Murtada of Sheikh Abdul Ahad, who is actually doing a pretty good work also in Ivory Coast, in Grand Bassam, representing Serigne Abdul Ahad over there, representing Serigne Touba over there. All the houses he built. Serigne Murtada of Sheikh Abdul Ahad, he's the one building actually the mosque where Serigne Touba used to pray. What used to be the Mosque of Touba. That is the one next to the library of Serigne Touba, and facing also the actual mosque that is built by Sheikh Murtada of Sheikh Abdul Ahad, a spiritual warrior, doing a great work without a lot of noise. Actually, there's a lot of stuff he built in Touba, including the house of Serigne Murtada of Serigne Touba, but also inside Sheikh Saliu Mbacke's house. You'll find facilities there built also by my Sheikh Murtada of Sheikh Abdul Ahad. If we come to the impact Serigne Abdul Ahad has on youngsters back in the days, I remember when there was time of Eid al-Fitr or Eid al-Adha, and by the afternoon, everyone was waiting for the speech of Serigne Abdul Ahad. It was like a divine. You have to just listen to what he has to say, and the way he said it was so special in terms of his recollection of Quran, how he interpreted Quran quickly. You'll understand a verse that you've been hearing for a long time, but not understand the sense of this particular verse until Serigne Abdul Ahad said it. If he spoke Qasidas, and in a context, of course, because that was usual for him to give these speeches during this particular time or some special time. But you'll understand this is like so special, what Serigne Abdul Ahad used to say. No wonder, he said, if you speak and people are listening to you, you are a sort of a mursal, like a prophetic work to do. He said that is the responsibility. Hopefully, you'll understand it to say positive things and avoid negative things. So that means he was the one who was holding the flag in terms of who should talk in our community, because those speeches of Serigne Abdul Ahad, still you see dairas in schools, everyone is like known those speeches by heart, and it is like a huge legacy right now for our deen, for our education system. Actually in Touba and all these places owned by the community, you'll see those speeches of Serigne Abdul Ahad coming on and on again to teach children, especially Hizb Tarqiyyah. They did a lot of work on that, translating many of the work of Serigne Abdul Ahad. How he impacted also children in our community is to live Islam as, appropriately, like not to be an Arab, being a French or English or whatever. Understand that you are a Senegalese Muslim, a Murid. If you see Serigne Abdul Ahad, the way he dressed with the what we call the bailat, the outfit, no one never saw that outfit before Serigne Abdul Ahad. I've never seen anyone wore an outfit. just like the Sheikh Abdullah did it. It's like the Turki Njarim also. This is like like what I'm wearing right now. This is like from Serigne Touba when he was in Jurbel. You know, Serigne Touba has like these tailors in his compound, about 7 tailors that stayed in the compound of Serigne Touba. And they made those clothings for Serigne Touba every single day. Because the Sheikh, remember, always pray every salah with a new outfit. Subhanallah, Serigne Touba. When he was in Jurbel, he had this new outfit. When they like time for Asr prayer, for instance, they bring a new outfit. Those Turki Njarim, beautiful, because he used to wear also jalaba. Those jalabas from, I believe, from Morocco or something. But the outfit of Turki Njarim was on from Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba. Same thing also. Serigne Abdullah, very inventive, also brought what we call the bailat. Serigne Sohibou aussi also brought what we call the Serigne Sohibou. It's kind of a very resembling to Sheikh Abdullah, but a slight difference between those two outfits, but almost the same. So it's beautiful how Serigne Touba, Sheikh Abdullah incarnated the Muslim, Murid, African, Senegalese Murid, because culture has taken a lot of people away, for instance, from the root of Islam. You can come and see many people really, they've been Muslim, they've been all, but the culture they're living in has put them straight, because they put the culture on top of the religion. And it's not like the culture just should help you out to become what you call them again. The culture should help you out to convey, to live, to nurture your deen. This is the only way you can live that. So alhamdulillah, many Serigne Abdullah who nurtured us on that, like being a murid without being an Arab. That's how children, kids, learn from him and become what we are today. And the shiniest or the most beautiful example of the work of Serigne Abdullah, the impact of Serigne Abdullah, is Hizb ut-Tarqiyyah, without a doubt. How he accompanied them, how he worked with them, how he helped them, from Sheikh Atou Diagne today, Serigne Youssou Diop doing a beautiful work. I was glad this year to join them on the Mashrabu Shafi. They organized every single year and did what we did that day. Translating a book of Serigne Touba during that day. What a wonderful program they had. My brothers over there of Al Muridiya, assalam to Serigne Youssou Diop. Actually, we were waiting for our brother. He just joined us. He was doing the same thing. Assalamu alaikum, brother. He was actually coming from, he was in Touba doing his work. So we're going to fix his microphone in a minute, and he's going to just again join us. He's going to have 5 minutes, and then we're going to have another program, because what we're about to do, like I said, Paftags of Sheikh Al-Khadim, translated by Sheikh Elijah Mbake in many of his works. One of them I remember, I think it's Sajra Touba, a book he wrote, just like an hadith book. He went and collected most of the talks of Serigne Touba and put them on an opus magnum. Inshallah, there's many versions actually that are out already. And Serigne Abdullah Nyeng, who is his disciples and close friend, inshallah, will tell us more about that. So we talk about what the impact Serigne Abdullah had made in our community. We talk about the what you call him again, actually how he not reformed, but how he really changed, the lifestyle of Touba, bringing it back to the core of Islam, of the wishes of Serigne Touba. The next thing we're gonna talk about is his relationship itself with government. That's something that really, is huge, because during that time he made everyone know Islam is our priority. Sheikh Abdullah will show you whoever was president. President Juf used to go visit Sheikh Abdul Ahad every 3 months, you know? And so Sheikh Abdullah used to say, well, I have a lot of respect for him because before he comes to visit me, he goes by the shrine of Sering Touba. So that tells me how much Sheikh Abdul Juf has respect for Sheikh Abdul Ahad. And during that time, you won't see any government official say anything out of line to Sheikh Abdul Ahad. Everyone has respect for Sheikh Abdul Ahad, you know? And I remember during the time he asked for $1.5 billion CFA to widen the, enlarge the Mosque of Touba. There was a lot of talk because back the time Senegal was like in economic turmoil and it was very hard. The monetary funds, they'd be like, who's asking for that type of money at this time? Because remember, the whole budget of Senegal during that time was less than, I believe, 200 billion. Because at the end, when President Diouf was living, we had 400 billion. You know, we had 400 billion CFA. So that shows you when Sëñ Abdullah asked for $1.5 billion, that was huge money, and he realized it quickly. So those monetary fund guys asked Diouf, why you didn't had this man who asked for that money quickly and had it, why you didn't let him run the economy of Senegal? That tells you what he represents. If it's on yet, assalamu alaikum, my brother.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. This is my pleasure, Mr. Fadlu. Thank you for this invitation. I'm really glad I could be here today as your guest, and I'm really sorry for the delay. You know how it is from Touba.
Exactly.
Let me greet everybody there. Sheikh Elijah Mbake, who I met this morning. Sheikh Abdul Samad, who heard about this show. Assalamu alaikum to everybody here. This is Abdullah Nying, your brother from Touba, from KM Tech, and alhamdulillah.
What is KM Tech about?
Yep, KM Tech is, as you can know, an English center located in Touba. And it deals generally with translation services and interpretation, and English teaching as well. This is the business we do there within the university, and we hopefully think you're gonna join us there.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. And you had any relationship with Boston University? Because we had your video that we played, the one you had with Salim Abdul Samad yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
I didn't ask you for your authorization, but we had it as an insert.
Go ahead.
So alhamdulillah, because you were late, so we had to put it on. So and I heard on the video you said like Austin Abdullah was taken as a figurative, what do you call him again? Well, someone endowment. When people look to in America, and then you work with the with Boston University with Saint Falungom. Fadlungom, a friend of ours, and tell me about that.
Fantastic. Alhamdulillah. Okay, I've been accepted in the UMass Boston since 2017. I'm there. Saint Fadlungom, I can say a lot about him. My master, a man of mine, encountered us for some work related to Ajamis, right? As we work for Ajamis there. Ajamis, right? And I said yesterday that the Boston University, with the endowment department, had a site on Sheikh Abdullah al-Ahad under the control of Fadlungom. Fadlungom, as you know him, he's a great guy who is dedicated to African studies.
Exactly.
Right? And the endowment department have made thoroughly activities and studies on Sheikh Abdullah al-Ahad. As I said, Fadlungom translated numbers of his speeches, especially the speeches during the Eid, in the Eids, and it helps, as I said yesterday, to understand the man, to understand that patriot, to understand that leader, for a better understanding of the Murid community in general.
Exactly.
This is it.
Because Sheikh Abdullah was like an authorized speaker in our community. And alhamdulillah, we have just 10 minutes, and we're gonna, like, for future plans, because we're gonna be talking about a lot of this great Sheikh Alhaji Mbacke, who wrote this particular, actually he did a lot of translations of some sayings of Serigne Touba. Tell me about Serigne Alhaji Mbacke first.
Alhamdulillah, you know, yeah, this great guy in front of us, he has dedicated all his life long to Serigne Touba. Serigne Touba, khadallahu, as he used to pray for him, may God tribute the best of his revenge. He is his grandfather, but he is indeed his master. Sheikhul Khadim has lined up all his life for teachings, by the studies, and Sheikh Alhaji Mbacke, Sheikh Elijah is Alhaji, right? Is in that same line, dedicated to teachings and Quranic qasidas as well. I came from him this very morning. Very important, I shall tell it here. When I asked to talk about him, he says, stop, let's talk about Sheikhul Khadim. Never talk about me, but talk about Serigne Touba. And indeed, all his writings, as you know, the Garabu Touba, they are towards Sheikhul Khadim's teachings, Sheikhul Khadim's prescriptions to the Murid community. And you're totally right, talking about Serigne Alhaji is definitely to talk about his teachings, his writings about Sheikhul Khadim. And I'm here today to do that.
Exactly. It's just, you know, this is like being in an international audience. They just have to know, if you present them a book, who is the author of the book. But we understand that he wants to put up front Serigne Touba, and it's understandable. But the thing is, what motivated, I don't know if you would know what motivated the Sheikh to have this particular line of work, you know, projecting Sajrat Touba and all the other work. Tell me about the works itself of Serigne Alhaji Mbacke.
All right, this is, shall I say, a very complex question, but I will try out.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Quickly, because we have just like 3 minutes.
All right. Okay. What we can infer about him is that since his younger ages, he was under the lead of Serigne Saliou, who is his direct grandfather. It was Serigne Saliou who instructed him and who taught him everything he knows. From that, we can easily understand how dedicated and committed he can be when it comes to qasidas, when it comes to Quran. Serigne Alhaji, if I can say so, hasn't himself chose to live this way, but he was bathed in that way. When you grow up under the leaf of Serigne Saliou, who knows Serigne Saliou, know that Sufi prophet master, who knows Serigne Saliou, know that legendary mystic orthodox.
Exactly.
And this is why Sheikh Elijah, who, as I said a while ago, was under his leaf, couldn't be nothing but like this. Sheikh Elijah, we shall know he is the son of Sheikh Mustafa Afsa, but he's also the son of Sohna Momi Natu, Sohna Momi
of
Serigne Saliou. So Cheikh Elijah is, shall I say, between Darou Mouhty and Touba. Cheikh Elijah is between, shall I say, the orthodoxy of Darou Mouhty and the heritage of Touba. This is why he couldn't be other than this. Cheikh Elijah, I used to say, is a pure foundation of the Mouridism orthodoxy.
Subhanallah.
He is a pure founder of the Murid orthodoxy.
So how many sets of books he wrote? Because I've heard you said Sajr Touba, there's other ones, I believe. Tell me about these his production.
Definitely, his production is very warm. I have seen myself books he wrote something like 35 years ago from today. I have one close friend of mine who can be my father. You shall know him, Bay Gabu. Bay Gabu Gay.
Bay Gabu Gay.
Bay Gabu Gay told me, hi to him, that your master, you don't know him very well. I know him since he was younger. When I used to go to Halcom, I noticed that was Bay Gabu saying. His only will, his only motto is to widespread the teachings of Sheikhul Khadim in his written, handwritten version. He has written a lot of books.
Meaning Qasidas?
Yes, Qasidas as well, but books that are related to the teachings of Sheikhul Khadim.
Okay.
Garabu Touba, we know. Adiyafatu Samadiya, we know. Each of them, Wahtani Serigne Touba. Each of them are volumes. Not one, not two, that are more than 5 volumes. Garabu Touba is at its 10th volume. Adiyafatu Samadiya at its 7th.
7 volumes.
Wahtani Serigne Touba, the 5th, which I will record it right
Each one of them, the volume has how many lines?
Unestimable, right?
Unestimable,
right? Unestimable, okay? This is a huge amount of work.
Right.
He was presenting us.
MashaAllah.
And I hope that we will have time to
Actually,
go deeper in that.
the purpose of why we called you, because you know, we planned, but Allah also
plans. Indeed, He's the best of planners.
Exactly. You were in Touba doing the same thing, but we had idea of bringing you and have these, you know, books translated for our audience, English speaking, all around the world, to understand the teaching of Serigne Touba, from this fragments of Serigne Touba, translated by Sheikh Alhaji Mbacke of Darou Mouhty, who happened to be the Sheikh of this brother and son of mine, Serigne Abdoulaye Nying. Is it one line you can introduce to our audience? Because he does translation in English also. He has his own company based in Touba and St. Louis, I believe.
Sure.
Right. And that he's doing a lot of translations and doing a lot of work. So for an introduction to what we going forward to, because I want you sometimes to come here and have your own show,
Inshallah,
doing your our translations, explaining the books, because this is going to be down, you know, in the archives, and people, I guess, looking for, you know, things to learn that'll be beneficial for them. So can you come up with one line you've translated from these books?
Well, sure, I can. This is jumbling in my head. I have a lot of things in my head, but I think that let us start with this. Sheikhul Khadim, may God the Almighty grant him the best which is reserved for him. Asked one day, do you know me? The audience replied, if you helped, we will. For Sheikhul Khadim to respond, I am the worshipper of God, and the servant of the Prophet.
Abdullahi wa Khadim Rasul.
يقول عبد الله وهو أحمد خديم من سماته محمد. I think this is the one line we can start.
Exactly, and the time is up, and your salam alaikum and your and hopefully we're going to have you very soon.
Inshallah.
To continue this.
Inshallah. 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 Well, salam alaikum to everybody viewing this very show from Touba, where I come from, the Sheikh, to here, Dhaka, where I live, my family, the friends as well, the Murid community who are eager to widespread this show. Because as Sheikh Abdul Samad told me yesterday, the Wolof community has gained the value of Sheikhul Khadim, most of them. The work that still need to be done is to widespread this value overseas. And I think that this is exactly what we are trying to do with you today.
Inshallah.
May God subhanahu wa ta'ala help us do this work.
Inshallah.
May it last forever.
Inshallah.
Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina wa Maulana Muhammadin Sirajil Munir.
No need to extrapolate on. Inshallah. Thank you so much, brother, for being here, and hopefully we're going to do it next time to complete the beautiful work of Sheikh Alhaji Mbacke, inshallah. Inshallah. Until next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Jërëjëf Serigne Touba. Jaaraama Maam Cheikh Ibrahima Fall. And happy Magal of Sheikh Abdoulaye Lahat Mbacke. Thank you so much.
Amin. Amin. Amin.